One. What is up, everybody? And welcome back to Zachary Reality. It is your host, Zachary Reality, and we have a very exciting morning today here at Zachary Reality headquarters because we are chatting the Traitors Season 3 cast. We have reactions to all 21 names that have been dropped by Alan Cumming this morning. Apparently, they are starting to film or possibly filming in Scotland right now. And I have my girl, Living Alexis, back on the podcast to help me break it down and give her takes. Alexis, how are we feeling today?
Hello, Zach Reality. I'm super excited. It was the perfect news to wake up and start my day too. I was like, oh, what a day, Wednesday. And I opened up my phone and I saw people started posting. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And they texted me. I was like, yes, I've got to divulge all of my thoughts.
Well, there's just been so many rumors, I think, in regards to Traitors Season 3 for months. And I think it's because Season 2 was so popular and so poetic, right? That everyone's just excited. There's so many celebrities and reality stars who wanted to be on it. What do you think about how the cast came together? And we'll go through each person, but it's definitely, there's names that were in the running that did not make it.
Right. So I think overall, I'm super excited. Like my two words I was describing it to people earlier today was just chaotic and camp. Like, it's just like, it's so like a weird mix of people that, it's going to be like, it's just like Traitors itself is so campy, like just so outrageous. And so like, what am I actually watching? But some names that were announced, like you were saying, like the Nikki, Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton, they were saying that, which I was like, that was like too much A-list for this particular show, I think. But I was like, Kenya, I think they were saying Kenya Moore, and then she's not here. And I was like, I'm mad that fell through. I think she'd be great on the show. But I think overall, it's a great cast, and it's going to be an amazing season.
Yeah, I think Kenya had to film for Atlanta Housewives. I know some people really wanted Stassi from Vanderpump. I think she would have been good because she's horror. Tyson from Survivor was in the mix. I saw that Sean Lowe was in the mix. People are making things up.
Well, I was reading like a Reddit article from like January of people's like dream cast. And some of those names where people were like, I want this, I want that, are on this list. So clearly the casting people were like looking through the internet, trolls postings and like taking into account. So I was happy about that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they definitely pay attention to what the fans want. And I think that the cast is good. I think there's so many fun names. We both love every show. There's so many shows that we love so much. So I think they have a really good mix. So I'm excited to break it down and get into it with you. Let's start. Let's get right into it. The first name on the list was Boston Rob. They're putting him as #1 on all the articles. What do you think about this?
I think it makes sense. Like, he just did Deal or No Deal Island. So he's like, I mean, he's reality TV, like competition, like royalty. Like, he's been doing this for so long that like, and this show in particular, like his strategic mind, but like his like quick wit and his like funny sayings. Also, I mean, we haven't seen him be so physical in a while. I guess he was on the Deal or No Deal Island, but like more physical competitions, even though Traitors is like physical with like an asterisk. It's not anything super hard they have to do. But I think he will be good. I think that it's like automatically your brain goes to him either being like a traitor or him being like the faithfuls of the faithful.
Yes. I mean, this is very exciting. I think everyone's excited. We all love Boston Rob. I will say that maybe it feels a little too quick from Deal or No Deal Island. That's how I felt with Johnny Bananas doing House of Villains and Traitors. I think we need to really space things out, which is why when we get to Robyn, I'm going to really give her kudos, right? But I think that with Rob, it just feels a little quick, and it feels like he's so perfect for this, and we all wanted to see him. But like, maybe I wanted to see Tyson and then have him come the next season because they're going to put Tyson. They're going to put Tyson on next.
Yes, I think I agree. Because it's like, yes, he's been doing the show for such a long time, but there was like a big gap between Survivor 40. We hadn't really seen him in a while. So it was exciting when it was like, oh, Deal or No Deal Island. But now it's like, we just saw you, which is, I think a lot of other cast members, it's like they're literally currently on shows right now and we're watching them, which can work in their favor because like you start building a following behind you. But it's just like, we did just see you on a competition show.
Yeah.
So.
And for those who didn't watch Deal or No Deal Island, he dominated the show. He did absolutely amazing, but he did cheat in the final round. He kind of just he like peeked at someone's puzzle, which you weren't supposed to. He didn't realize because in Survivor they do that, and then he had like a penalty, and he ended up losing the challenge. So he got fourth place. I did get to interview him very briefly, so everyone go check that out. I love him so much, so I'm honestly just happy he's here. I shouldn't complain.
Right.
I do want to see him be a traitor. So I don't know if he'll get recruited, you know, like halfway, because it just does feel obvious. And it also feels like there is a lot of male testosterone from the Survivor world. We have Tony Velazquez on this list, as well as Jeremy Collins.
Excited.
The three of these big honcho top strategists in Survivor together feels like a lot, you know.
I mean, 3 winners from Survivor, so you can't even like just target them because they won. Because you're like, oh, it's easy to target the winner because like, oh, you already won a show. But there's 3 of them, so it's either you target all of them because it's like you all already won a show like this. But I love Tony, and I was just like, I was so upset because I love Tony on Survivor winners, the winners season, Winners at War. And the fact that show ended like during like the start of COVID, so he didn't get like a true like moment to enjoy his win. It was kind of just like in his garage. I was like, justice for Tony. And I just like him with like he kind of started like the fake immunity idols. Like he did so much like to change the course of the show when he was on Survivor. So I'm super excited to see him back.
Me too. I think Tony is such a big, crazy personality. Like, right? Like he's such an icon. I'm excited for him too. I wonder if he'll work with Rob or if they'll go against each other. What do you think?
I think they'll ultimately come together. Like, I think that happens a lot on Traitors. It's like the shows, people who you know, you kind of come together. Like Trishelle and CT in the end, like people you've known for a really long time, you can't help but keep the connections. Phaedra and Sheree last season, like you just automatically gravitate to who you know. It's like the devil you know is worse than the devil you don't know. So it's just like people I know how they're going to play with me. People I don't know, and look like, who knows what you're going to be, your wild card.
Yeah, and I think they're better off working together because, you know, we saw last season a lot of the girls came together, like from Larsa, all the Housewives, and there's a lot of powerful girls here that they're better off staying together. But I would like to see Tony be a traitor, I think, if I had to choose, because like you said, he's so devious and manipulative in his gameplay. He's so much fun to watch. Isn't it crazy though that like Russell, I feel like Hans became too problematic, so like they won't put him on TV again. But like, we would have loved to, like, I almost feel like Tony, I always thought was Russell's like Jersey duplicate.
I mean, Russell, I recently, well, not recently, I guess during like COVID, I rewatched that season. I was just like, he went like so far left that it was just like, we can't even root for your villainous ways anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like Tony is still lovable, even if he is like a villain.
Yeah, he's so lovable. Jeremy is very likable as well. I like him a lot. I don't think he's as iconic as Rob or Tony.
No.
But I know he played Blood vs. Water originally and with his wife. And I think he got really far, right? And then on that season, but then he ended up winning on his second season he played.
Exactly. I love Jeremy. I really rooted for him on his second season when he won. And I rooted for him on Winners at War too. He got pretty far in Winners at War. So I'm curious.
He's a good guy.
Yes. Like he's good with competitions, like the physical competition. So I think they should keep him around just to like keep the pot, you know, full with the silver.
Jeremy's going to be good though. Like I think that he's going to get in with all the women. All the housewives are going to take to him. They're going to look at him. He's going to be someone's castle daddy. Like I think Jeremy is going to be under the radar. I think Jeremy is so likable and low key that like he's going to have no issue going far in this game.
Yes. I'm always so curious, like how much of the cast like watches these shows. I remember Phaedra was like such a fan of reality show and she like, loved Peter, like Pilot Pete. So it's like who actually knows who they're playing with versus like, I have no idea who you are.
Yeah.
See where the chips fall.
And sometimes we find out after because sometimes they say, I won't tell you I watched your show, but I'll tell you later.
Right. That's true.
Who is this from Survivor?
Oh, so Caroline was on. She's from the new era of Survivor. She was on, I guess it was maybe 5 seasons ago now. But she was maybe 2 3 seasons ago. Anyway, she was a wackadoo. She was so crazy, but she was so much herself. People embraced her. There was like, she came in like, I'm not changing myself. Like, she had a history of being like having problems with like drugs and getting herself sober, and she was homeless and like really fought her way back. And now she just like so authentically herself. And people like say now to Robyn, like, I'm like Caroline, I saw her, I want to be like her on the show. I'm like, please stop trying to be like her. But she's so herself. Whatever comes in her mind comes out of her mouth, which is great reality TV.
Okay. I stopped watching Survivor because I loved it forever though, but I stopped watching, so I didn't see her. But I love that she's a wackadoo. I'm excited to get to know her. How do you think she'll fare with the guys? Do you think she'll make alliances with these boys, or do you think she'll kind of branch off to the Bravo world?
She'll branch off.
Okay.
I like to like go with the grain. I think that she will find, I feel like the most random cast member, like the guy we're talking about, the British Royal, like she's not with him. Like she goes against the grain.
Okay.
And she will be like, I'm just excited to see her like at a round table acting nutty. Like it's gonna happen.
Okay, I love it. I'm very excited about her personality. I love funny people. And I do have a message here from Trishelle, the winner of last season of The Traitors. I DM'd her. I said, what do you think of this cast? And Trishelle says, it's interesting. I think they got scared on putting challenge people on. I think Boston Rob and Sandoval might go early. I love the Housewives they chose, though. People are saying it's not as good as our cast, but honestly, people didn't know our show would be what it was. So I have high hopes for this cast together, and it will be amazing and great TV.
I agree. I thought that too. I'm like, where are the challengers? Because I was thinking back, like but like I thought they put the most iconic challengers on the seasons. Like maybe they should have put Wes, because Wes was on. Wes did one of those like the Challenge USA. He was like, I'm done with these shows after this. But I think he would have been great on The Traitors. Ooh. So I think that would have been like a good challenger to cast. Like in that like CT Johnny Bananas like realm of challenge guys.
For sure. And for those people in LA, Trishelle, Parvati, and Kate Chastain are doing a panel at the Grove this Saturday. So they're going to be, there's probably going to be a lot of content coming from that. Unfortunately, I can't go because I'm flying to New York Saturday, and I'm thinking about changing my flight but so we'll see. But literally iconic. Let's keep going to the Bravo world. Yes. I think Dorinda, she's been people have been talking about her going on this for a while. She's from Real Housewives of New York. That show got rebooted, and she did the Legacy cast with Luann, Sonia. What do you think about Dorinda?
I mean, once the show started popping off, I was like, there's no choice from the Housewives to be on season 3 more than Dorinda. Like literally, like I feel like her house, what's it called?
The Berkshires.
In the Berkshires is like a little mini like castle from Traitors. Like she's so quirky, and Dorinda is she's so much whatever comes in her mind comes out of her mouth. She can't hide her emotions. She can't hide her feelings. Like at a round table, she'll be calling everyone out and probably be totally wrong. I'm sure she'll be totally wrong.
She's going to be a faithful. She will be a faithful, hands down. And she's going to be squirming. She's going to be like, where are these traitors?
Yes.
Who are these? She is psychotic in the best way.
In the best way.
She's hilarious. Dorinda is great TV. So if you guys don't watch Housewives, I think that just like Phaedra was everything, Dorinda, I think, is going to really give us some great television moments. I hope that she's around for a while, because there is 4 Housewives, right? So we can assume that one of them is going to go early, just like Tamara left us early. Not all the Housewives can be stars. So I think Dorinda has a chance to be that housewife that really keeps us going. What do you think?
I agree, but I think a sleeper housewife on like just for like comedic value is Chanel Ayan. Like I was watching the premiere of Dubai last night, and I was like, I forgot how funny she is. Like those like quick kind of like off the wall like one-liners in her confessionals. I think she will bring that same energy to Traitors. Although I don't know how long she'll stay. I have a feeling she's gonna go early, but like when she's there, like the first challenge, you're like, what's going on here, honey? I can't do any of this, honey. This is so gross. Like she'll be so good TV, but I don't know she'll stay for a long time.
I love that you're saying exactly what I'm thinking. Because Chanel, I agree. I watched Dubai. She's the funniest person in the entire world. She's so she's so funny, but you're right. She's going to go early. She's not going to know how to play the game. She's not going to be easy to get along with in the castle. She's very high maintenance. She is a diva. And part of it's like an act, but part of it is like, no, like you're like off your rocker, like way too obsessed with herself. Like, please calm down. So I just don't think that many people will trust her or want to work with her. So I think she'll go early, but I think she'll give us exactly what we need in those first couple episodes that she's there, because she's the funniest person in the world. Everybody check out Dubai. It is actually really good. I'm giving it a good shot this season.
I agree.
There's 2 more housewives. Remember last year there were so many. We have Robyn Dixon from Real Houses of Potomac. She was an OG on the show. She has been on Potomac since season 1, and she recently got fired after 8 seasons on the show. And she has been very integrated in the cast, especially with her BFF Giselle. She did an Ultimate Girls Trip, or no, she didn't even do that. Candace did that with Giselle. I'm so excited about Robyn. I like her so much, and I was sad she was fired, even though it was her time. So I'm excited to see her somewhere else.
See, I'm the opposite. I was still like, Robyn's such a
she's a snooze.
But like, I feel like Robyn has like maybe the athletic background we don't get to see on the show, because like obviously her husband played basketball. Like they're an athletic type family, so we have never seen her have to do anything like that before. I was in Housewives, but like I feel like Robyn's a little bit of a bore. So, but
I don't know, like
being a bore is not the worst thing you can be in the show. Like if you're quiet and kind of just like you can kind of lay low for a while, that gets you further in this game. So I feel like between her and Dolores, probably a very similar type energy. So I hope that they work together. I think the Housewives always work together. It's just like part of being a housewife, like Housewives till you die.
They're all going to work together. There's going to be a Housewives alliance.
All work together, 100%.
If anyone's going to break out of the alliance, it would be Chanel, just for the plot.
Right.
she will just, Chanel is going to be running around like, oh my God. Oh, this castle is bougie and I am basic.
Exactly. Period. Dot.
I actually really like Robyn. I've always liked Robyn. I've always thought that she was really reasonable and actually kind, and she respects people. Like, I just feel like Robyn has good morals. I think she's a kinder person, and we don't see that in Housewives when people are so at each other's throat, especially on Potomac. Right. So I'm excited to see Robyn in a situation where it's not all about her husband and people are pressing her for her business. You know, I think that's
true. We don't really know Robyn actually. Like
exactly
Robyn was Giselle's sidekick, you know, and it's like I actually would have preferred to see Giselle, I think, on the Traitors cast.
But Giselle is like overexposed. And I think that's what I like about Robyn, is that she is more low key and she doesn't mind taking a step back, you know, and letting Giselle be the star. So I think I think it's great to see them separate because they've always been together.
Always together. Yes, I agree.
But also, like, I don't necessarily know if Robyn will go that far either.
No, I mean, I'm so curious. I feel like we have to pick a traitor from the Housewives. I feel like after Phaedra,
I don't think they're going to pick a housewife. I don't think any of these housewives are traitor worthy. Let's talk about Dolores. She's from Jersey. How are you feeling?
I love Dolores. I think for her and Robyn have a very similar energy, like kind of like very level-headed, reasonable, but like ride or die for their people. So I mean, Dolores has to be a faithful. I can't see her ever being a traitor.
Yeah,
like she'll be a good faithful.
Yeah, she's going to be a great faithful. I think Dolores she's great. And I think that she's often been overlooked on the show because of all the big personalities with Melissa and Teresa and Margaret. And I think Dolores is really having her season as she's playing Switzerland. I'm definitely concerned about her relationship with Pauly, though, because it is giving me deja vu from David. Like, are we going to go somewhere? Like,
I know.
So I'm excited to see her
change your stripes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see her on her own to shine. She needs to be a good faithful. And I also think if she's too smart, she could go out early, because I don't know if Dolores knows competition shows, right? So I almost feel like she might be calling out the traitors too soon, and then that will be her demise because she'll clock them too soon.
I can see that.
Yeah. While we talk about Bravo, the biggest traitor of them all, Tom Sandoval. I wanted to see James there, James Kennedy.
That would have been so good.
I was rooting for it.
It was like British background. Like, I know Scotland's not British, but like, you know, similar.
I mean, if they had to do someone from Vanderpump, I really wanted to see James. James is such a reality star. He's such a good character. I don't think he wanted to do it. Tom Sandoval is such a traitor. I don't think they're gonna make him a traitor though. I think they'll make him a
Right.
faithful.
I mean, it's so obvious that if he was a traitor, it's like a duh. But I just feel like, I mean, like again, he is talk about overexposure. Like between on Vanderpump, then he was on the one with the competition.
Special Forces.
Special Forces. We saw him on that, and now this. I'm so curious. Like, I guess
Why?
he's so polarizing. Like,
no, he's great television. I think he's very iconic.
Yes, like,
and I also think that Real Houses of New Jersey is going on pause. Dolores, she'll be on TV next year. Vanderpump Rules is going on a little bit of a pause. So it's almost like, and by the time this airs, we'll almost be ready for these people. Tom Sandoval is really good television. And I think that he's very entertaining.
Just, like, so soon right now with the announcement. But like, again, we won't see this like the beginning of next year. So time would have passed. But like he
still bothers me though. Like I'm still mad at him for cheating.
Yes,
I still think he's not likable.
Like his last words on this season where you're just like, haha, that's good for me. I was like, you're so annoying. Like you're literally a narcissist.
He literally was like the whole season he was trying to make his amends, and then the last thing he said, what you just said, shows exactly that he has still not grown up.
Exactly who he is. He is who he is.
Well, this is an interesting point. Jon Snow says Rob and Tony with Sandoval is going to be gold. So how do you think some of the other men are going to, or maybe cast members are going to respond to Sandoval? Because the whole world is not happy with what he did.
Right. I feel like everyone knows about Sandoval at this point, but I feel like particularly the Survivor guys probably aren't going to be as like
in the know
into the know of like what all the ins and outs of it are. So I could see him kind of getting in with them. Who else can I see him getting in with?
Maybe the Efron brother.
An Efron brother, maybe like even Wells. Although Wells is like such a good guy though. So I think Wells is just like good guy energy alone will just not deal with
his BS. I don't know. I feel like, I can't wait to talk about Bachelor. Trust me. I don't know where Tom goes on the show. I think he could go out early because I just feel like
he's going out one. Literally,
he's an easy target. He's a really easy target.
Easy target. Like, you're a traitor. Like it's such an easy. Even if you like, yes,
he's the easiest target. You're right. He might go out first. I don't think anyone's going to trust him. But you never. I really don't see him going far.
Right. It's like we can't think him a traitor because it's like it's so obvious, and he'll like they never the traitors never go out number one. And then we see it's like they get to stay around for a pretty long time under the radar.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's like people will just like think like mostly don't like you, so we'll get rid of you.
Yeah. Because the first vote off on any competition show is mostly about being the most unlikable. Like who could ever, and I think that he is. So I just feel like, maybe somebody will take to him. I'm sure he'll make a couple friends.
I could either see him or Chanel going first.
Yeah, Chanel needs to go second or third because we do need her. We need her comedy, but I don't want to see Sandoval on TV. Exactly. Next up from Bravo, we have Ciara from Summer House. I feel like we're getting off such a great Summer House season, and Ciara is definitely one of my favorites. So I'm very excited to see her here.
I was excited. I truly wanted Paige more than Ciara, and that's just like from a pure fashion standpoint. Like I wanted Paige to serve the looks in the house. Paige. We needed Paige. But we've never seen Ciara by herself before. It's always like with that Paige in that group. And Ciara starts like really coming to her own this season and like say what she wanted and like be who she is. And she's very funny. Like her outfits, her confessionals are hilarious. So I think she'll be good. I think she could be a sleeper traitor, actually.
That's what I was gonna say. She's gonna be a traitor. It just clicked in my head that like she would be such a good traitor because she's not obvious and she's low key and she is very like calm, cool, and collected. If she's gonna flirt with anyone, like she could give us a showmance potentially, and it could be with Dylan, Zac Efron's brother, Dylan Efron. Is that his name?
Yes. I never think about showmances on the show because it's just like I feel like most of them are usually like married or in a relationship, so it's like they're not thinking.
We always need a showmance. We had Ekin-Su and Peter last year. We had
I know, but like, that wasn't really a showmance like on the show. It came after the show.
Okay, but then there's always something that comes after the show for social media, right?
That's true.
And then there's always the Castle Daddy, Phaedra and CT.
Exactly.
So I think Ciara is going to be a great traitor, and I think that she will make it far on the show if she becomes a traitor. I think she could. I think she could make it far.
I agree, 100%.
Next up, we have Chrishell from Selling Sunset. She's like the face of Selling Sunset. She has been since literally season 1. Now they're going to go into season 7. She's still the star. I really wanted to see Christine Quinn back on my TV, but she might have been too messy.
My words, exactly. Like, if Christine didn't have that scandal, we see, like, Christine is made for the Traitors. Like, she is the villain of the villains, and plus her fashion. Oh, it would have been so iconic.
I think Christine burned every bridge. Like, when she really went for the producers, the executives, you know, like, I think there is like a level of like, you have to respect who's in charge. And I think Christine didn't, she rebelled too much.
I know, which is when we talk about my dream cast, we'll probably get into that same conversation. There's someone I want that would literally be on the show for that exact reason.
Oh.
Nene. I need Nene back on reality TV. I think Traitors would have been a great introduction to bringing Nene back onto reality TV in a way where it's like a fun, like camp, like just like her energy would have been like a Phaedra type vibe, and just like, oh, it would have been so good. But like Nene just literally burnt so many bridges at the end. And I need Nene back, but like NBC will not fuck with her. So
yeah, it's so unfortunate. I think some people, like, the ego really gets to their head. And I think that like the villain energy just, and I love Nene too. You took the words out of my mouth. She would have been amazing, and I hope we find her on TV again eventually.
Me too.
Yeah. So they should have probably had Christine. Is there anyone else from Selling Sunset that you would have wanted to see? I guess maybe Chelsea could have been interesting in a way.
No, I think who was that one girl, Nick Cannon's baby mama?
Brie.
I think Brie is more villain energy than Chrishell.
But Brie is just not as like, she just got here.
Right. She's not as known. So I think that like Chrishell is like, if you're gonna pick someone from the Netflix universe, like that's who you pick.
She's representing the whole franchise, the whole Netflix network. Like, Chrishell kind of has become the face, even though she isn't necessarily the most interesting anymore on TV.
No. Like I think Chrishell is a try hard. Like she's not who she appears to be. Like, it comes off very inauthentic. I'm like, I don't believe anything you're really saying, like who you are. You're like trying to be hard. I'm like, that's not who you are. Like, you're a Midwest girly. Like, calm down.
And even like Selling Sunset isn't even good anymore because of
it seems so fake and scripted.
Because of her, honestly. She kind of ruined the show in a way because it all became about her. Like, Selling the OC is so good. And I want to see Alex Hall. Put her on Traitors.
Oh, she'd be good on it.
But I don't think Chrishell's going to go far. I think she'll be a faithful, and I think she'll rub people the wrong way, right? And then go home.
No, I think actually she probably will go far. People, like, she's so likable. I don't see it. But like everyone around her always like, either you like hate her like a Brie, or...
I don't think she's that likable. I think she's just likable on Selling Sunset because she's the star.
Maybe.
Like, when is Chrishell actually that likable? And like, even on
social media? I never seen it. I don't like her. I was always Team Christine over Team Chrishell. But like, that was like an anomaly, I think, when I was being that way. So
I also think she was like inauthentic with her relationship with Jason too.
Oh, 100%. Yes.
That kind of it loses credibility for me when you like are not when it just, the relationship is so off. Like, even Portia, my fucking queen from Atlanta Housewives, like I was so mad at her for like marrying Simon, and of course they're getting divorced now. Like, I just, you know, like we see it. We know you guys. We watch we know. And
like, why is your relationship lasting the exact length of a season of a show?
And speaking of that, Gabby, Windey, let's go into Bachelor Nation.
Yes.
She was so ready to be a lesbian right after Clayton, right after Eric. She wasted no time, right? Like, she always was inside of her. So her and Chrishell, both lesbian icons. I feel like they're gonna make it alliance. They're gonna be best friends in the house.
They have to be best friends, 100%. Like, that's who matches up together. I can't see them work with anybody else. Although I feel like Gabby will be very likable and kind of like everyone's friend in the house. That's her energy.
Yes. So for those who don't know, Gabby was originally on Clayton Echard's season of The Bachelor. She made it all the way to the top 3. She got group broken up with Rachel, and it was kind of like Clayton made a lot of mistakes as Bachelor, sending, Susie left, and she came back. And then that really rallied for Gabby and Rachel Recchia to be the 2 Bachelorettes. And since the show, Gabby has been going on Dancing with the Stars. She came out. She has a girlfriend. And I think that Gabby is a great personality. I think she's going to go very far on the show.
Yes, I agree. I mean, she comes across like a little like ditzy. Like, she plays like that, like kind of like
into it though. But remember when she broke up with Clayton and she was like she was so well spoken on after
right,
the
exactly.
Rose.
That's not how she is. So I feel like she would also be a good traitor because it's like no one, not Gabby, like they would so not see it, and she could ride that train to the end.
Gabby is very well spoken and very intelligent, who has a personality and a sense of humor that maybe comes across dumber, and I think she's such a flirt. She's going to be like Parvati flirt.
I'm also Parvati energy. Yes,
she's going to go very far. I would love to see her as a traitor, and I'm glad that we're finally getting a Bachelorette, right? Because this is the first time we had Peter and we had Ari, and we love Bachelor Nation, so I'm glad we got Gabby. I wanted to see Caitlin Bristow though.
I want to see Rachel Lindsay. I thought that
that would have been so good. Maybe next year. I think next year. I know they've always wanted to get Caitlin. I think Caitlin and Rachel
would have been great too.
Can they do like every Bachelorette? Like I love all the Bachelorettes. So
I know. And they also like Rachel coming off like her breakup, like she's just like ready to be back out there. She would have been like an easy. I wish they reached out to her. Maybe they did. I don't know. But like
maybe Rachel Lindsay would have been so good.
And she would have been like calling out everybody. Like
and she's like
went home fast for that reason alone, actually. But it would have been good TV.
And just, I think with like her recent breakup, like it's just like relevant right now that like Gabby almost feels like a left field, but I also think it's great like for representation, like having her on and like her sharing more of her story and her journey. And like it has been a while since Gabby's been on TV. So this is great. So cool. Other than that in Bachelor Nation, Wells Adams, what do you think about this?
I love Wells. Wells is like such like a lovable teddy bear. I'm like, I don't know Wells is like a competitor. So I'm curious to see like how he is as that. I think he'll be a great faithful though. I think he'll have like a similar energy. Well, like I would say to Peter, like mine's like the Peter is like ego getting a little too big towards the end. Like that's how I feel.
So Wells originally was on JoJo Fletcher's season, made it halfway, went to Bachelor in Paradise. That didn't work out. He became the bartender on Bachelor in Paradise and has been the bartender for 5-6 seasons. Paradise is now on a break, so this is great for Wells to like stay.
Oh, it's on a break. How would I know that?
Yeah, there's no Paradise this year.
Oh, I'm so far out of Bachelor Nation. Like I took a step back and never looked back.
Oh, okay. So there's no Bachelor in Paradise this year. So Wells is not filming this summer like he usually is.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So good for him for getting another job. I also think the Bachelor wants to keep him like, you know, they're representing because they could have had a Golden Bachelor contestant.
Oh my God, they should have had a Golden Bachelor contestant. Susan, my girl Susan.
Or Kathy.
Kathy would have been so good. I mean, it's like older representation.
They could have had a Golden Bachelor contestant. Wells is married to Sarah Hyland, famous actress. Wells has hosted his own baking show on Hulu. Like he has a radio show.
Wells is getting his coins. Good for Wells. All I know Wells is like he's a bartender. That's all I know. And married to Sarah
Wells is like Wells has great connections. He's in the industry. He works hard, and I think that he'll probably be a faithful as well and make it pretty far.
I agree.
They're throwing in some actors. We have Dylan Efron, Zac Efron's brother.
Is he an actor?
He was in like one movie with him.
He's like Nepo brother. It's like we can't get like true A-list, so we're gonna get like, you know, the brother of an A-lister. He's hot, so I'll give him that. I think that he'll I don't know anything about him. I don't know his personality. I didn't watch him on another show. I have no idea what this man's gonna be. But I think he'll be just physical looks alone. He'll probably be a good competitor.
I need a hot guy on every show.
Yes.
And he's not as hot as his brother, but I'm sure he always gets that. So I'm good for him for being able to do something outside of his brother. And I hope we all fall in love with him. Like I need a Traitors crush.
Right. I feel like that's how I felt with Bergie last year. I didn't know Bergie, but I loved Bergie. Like he was just so lovable. So, like I need a similar energy to Bergie. Maybe it's him. I don't know this man at all. So maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe he's like serious. Who knows?
I know. Every season I like to have a crush on someone just for shits and gigs. I had Pilot Pete was my Traitors crush last year.
Who was mine?
Was it CT?
I love CT. I fell in love with CT with the whole Phaedra of it all.
I love Phaedra. I hope she comes back just to host a challenge.
Please, I need her to host a challenge. I need her back on my television and Traitors in the castle.
Because last year they had Kate come back for like a second season, and like Kate's iconic, but like I don't want to see Phaedra like compete again. I want to.
No. Phaedra, like she did it all. She held that show on her back last year. Like she's just to come back just come back for like a competition, but not
Yeah.
to. I don't think I would want to bring anyone back. I actually didn't like that like idea they had last year of like bringing back Kate. It just made it like it was a weird energy, and I didn't like them throwing it for a loop. I didn't like let the cast be the cast that we have for this season.
Because we like personality, we like TV, right? Like the fashion and everything, but we also like competition and like fair is fair with strategy and gameplay. Like we're watching for like that shit, and like if someone's coming in halfway, that's not fair. So I hope that they don't bring anyone back halfway again. We also have Bob Harper. Do you know who this is?
Yes, Bob from The Biggest Loser. Like was he the host or like the judge? He was like he's been on TV for so long doing that. He's like, I think he'll be actually interesting. I think he'll be a good competitor, have like a good competitive energy. Kind of almost seems like a Pilot Pete kind of like, we're gonna find the faith. I'm a faithful to the end. I'm gonna find the traitors. I feel like he could be like, I would recruit Bob as a traitor into the competition because like no one would really expect him to be a traitor. If I was a traitor.
I've seen Bob on Watch What Happens Live quite a few times. And I've always really liked him. Like, and I've never like, yeah, I'm going to follow him actually. Like, I am excited to get to know him, and I'm excited to like get to know new people that I don't know as well. So everyone that we already named, I like know so well. So now the last 5, I'm like, these are the people I know the least. But let's chat Nikki Garcia. She is from the Bella twins, but they now go as the Garcia twins. I did interview her and see her briefly when she did Prime Video's Twin Love. They just did a show about dating twins.
Oh, interesting.
Last year. She was so sweet. She was so cool. I know her sister is married to someone on Dancing with the Stars. They had the show for a while. Great. She's great. She's very great.
Very great. I think that she will be a great, faithful, again, I think she'll be a good competitor. She's physical. I think her be a physical threat. She seems very nice.
And she'll get along with the housewives.
Yes.
And the guys.
Yes. I can see her like, I could also see her being like a Survivor people. I feel like she probably like grew up like watching Survivor, like watching those shows. You can like, kind of tell like who was like gravitated towards what kind of reality shows. I could see her being.
She's going to get along with everyone. She's going to get along with Gabby, Chriselle. Like she's going to make it so far. She'll be in the finale.
Yes. I can see her going all the way to the end. 100%.
She's going to be a faithful. Maybe she'll like get recruited halfway because she's going to be that likable and easy to get along with.
Right. I agree.
Okay, take us over from here. We got 2 Big Brother players. Tell me about them.
I mean, they are like iconic, like Big Brother players. So Britney was on, I want to say like season 5, season 6, very early season. Did Britney win Big Brother?
I wouldn't even know.
She may have won Big Brother. I could see her. It's like a similar kind of like, I guess a Parvati energy from Britney. Yeah, it's like she's like a little like sneak attack like competitor.
Okay.
She'll do well. Maybe she'll be a traitor. I'm curious to see what they recruit her as. They keep her as a traitor. But I feel like who I would think is Danielle would be a traitor. Like Danielle's from Big Brother season 2.
What? She's that OG?
Or 1. Like she was like, she almost won in the very end. And she was like, in her confessionals, she would say the craziest stuff and just like, these people, I don't care about them at all. I'm here to play. I'm here to win a game. I'm here to play. And she did come back for summer. What would they do? Like that little
reindeer games?
Reindeer game. She was on that as well. And people like loved her and wish she would have gotten like further in that. So I think like the America's ready to see Danielle back on our TV screens for a while. I think that she'll play, I don't want to say dirty, but she'll just be straight up, which is a good energy that we always need on the show.
I like that. I'm not as familiar with Big Brother, but I know the legends. I really enjoyed watching Dan last season and Janelle. I thought they were great. I love Rachel Riley as well. Yeah. How do you think about them picking these 2 representing Big Brother? Are these like icons? Do you think that there was other people you wanted to see? Are the Big Brother fans going to be happy about this? I
think the Big Brother fans will be happy. This is like, if you're a true OG Big Brother fan, you're happy about this. If you're like a new Big Brother fan, you're probably like, who are these people? But like, I've been watching since I was like in the 7th grade. So I'm happy with these choices. Well, I would say, if you're curious, like Big Brother's on Paramount Plus, go back and watch the season. There's like a million episodes, so be prepared to be sitting for a while. But it's worth watching all of Big Brother seasons. It was so good back then.
I want to see Taylor from Big Brother on next year.
Oh, she'd be good.
She'd
Yeah.
be
Oh,
really
yeah.
good.
Why no cookout people? Interesting.
What do we think about? We're going into Drag Race. Who do we got here?
Bob the drag queen. I'm excited for him. He's so funny. He's just like whatever comes again, ever comes out of his mind comes out of his mouth. Like he'll just be saying like the craziest things. I'm sure in his confessionals and his at the round table. Like he's bringing that like again that camp energy. Like this is just so outrageous. What I'm watching, that is who he will be as a
traitor or a
competitor.
faithful?
Yes, I think they have to make faithful or traitor.
I think that like there was a lot of conversation about drag on Traitors. Peppermint last year had an unfortunate situation and was
Right.
there, had some wanted to really represent the drag community. I
Mhm.
give us 2 drag queens, next year. I love when there's drag queens on the show. I love seeing Shangela and Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
I don't always watch Drag Race, but I'm so supportive, of course, as part of the community myself. So I mean, I
Right.
hope that he or she makes it really far.
Whatever they go by. I was also thinking, oh my God, I love Bianca Del Rio from Drag Race. She was like they won season, I want to say 7 earlier, but like the craziest things, like they were so funny. Bianca Del Rio would be a great choice for Traitors for next season, y'all. Whoever's listening to this, please do so.
And I hope that Bob goes farther than
Yes.
Peppermint
I think
did.
that they will, just based on that. They want to be like, like another people being, discriminatory towards drag queens.
But then it feels like rigs when they're like, well, you have to stay because representation, like then it becomes like a rig thing.
Right. But I think that they will earn, thank you, season 6. I think that they will earn their place and be able to stay for longer.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we have 2 more people. We have Sam Ashgari, Britney Spears' ex. Do you know anything about him besides him dating Britney?
No. I mean, I've always felt like he was toxic just based on what we were getting from Britney. I never trusted this man at all. Like, something about him is not right. He gives me the Sandoval energy, and like, I don't trust you at all, man.
He definitely seems, I mean, we'll give him a chance, but he definitely does not come across okay. Like he kind of comes across like
I hope he's nice. I hope when we're wrong with our preconceived notions about him. He's hot, so I'm there for that.
But sometimes when you're a jerk, you're not being hot doesn't even matter. It changes everything because I don't know. I love Britney Spears. Like she's iconic, but like she's also has been a little bit out there. So like if he is with her, like, maybe he's out there as well.
I thought he was just using her. So I think he's like a user.
There was that narrative
that's
and that
like the energy that I got from him. Like, sir, this is not normal behavior.
How did he get on this show though? Like, does he have a publicist? Like, did he want to do this?
I don't know how he got on this show. I'm like, maybe he's like a huge fan and like loved it and wanted to be on it. Who knows?
I think he has a publicist that was like, hey, like you should go on this show and it's a popular show and people can get to know you. I think
also like to come out with the Britney Spears like shadow to establish himself more because I feel like that happened even with like Larsa and Marcus. It was like, who was Marcus? Like we didn't know anything about him with being with Larsa, and he got to be more himself on Traitors last year.
But she was still there. Is he going to talk about Britney?
He's got. I mean, if I was on a show with this man, I'd have to bring up Britney Spears. I feel like it's like Bob the drag queen, like being shady, bringing it up.
I almost think that people will like want to work with him or not want to work with him. Everyone loves Britney, so like if they're mad at him for their breakup, they might like want to get rid of him, right?
Right. I feel like Gabby will hate this man just to prove her love for Britney Spears. Like that's the energy I get.
I wonder like how much of his edit will be about Britney, or if maybe his publicist will be like, "Hey, don't mention Britney.
Don't mention it at all." But it's like if they don't mention it, it's like why are you on the show?
Well, they'll mention it like in one confessional, but like maybe they won't have other cast members bring it up, or maybe there could be like a one-liner about it that's like, "Oops, I did it again." Like you never know.
That's good.
Okay. And I'm sure he'll be a faithful. I don't think he'll go that far.
No, I don't see him going that far.
Our last person, there's 21 people in the cast, which is fine. Usually they do like 18, 20, but 21, hey. I don't even know how to say his name. Who is this man? Do you know?
I don't know this man. I believe he's got to be related. Mountbatten, so he's related to the Royals. So he's like, that's their last name. I think that's like, he looks a little bit like Prince Harry. His eyes look similar. So he's got to be like his own cousin, something of the Royals.
Well, I'm trying to find his like info because like
Yeah.
he's
Who I don't know anything about him besides him being a royal.
yeah, they put him on the list. Traitors season 3 cast.
Yeah.
Because last year they had John from Parliament.
Right. Like no one knew who John was, and we wound up loving John. And John had some like very iconic moments with the asthma, that all. John
Yeah.
did great. John went far.
So his name is Lord Ivar Mountbatten. It says that he is a British royal, and it also says that he is the third Marquess of Milford Haven. His father is second cousin of King Charles and a first cousin once removed of Prince Philip.
I was gonna say, I know he looks like them. Like you could see, it's family genes are nuts. Like he has a very, his eyes look like the royal family, like the queen's eyes. Like they look very similar. So anyway,
Yeah. I mean, him coming on the show, I don't know if that's like inauthentic to like try and have some image, you know?
Right. I mean, like the royals are
Become
so
more well
secretive.
known.
Right. He's probably like, again, he's like, he said second cousin once removed. He's like really nobody in the royal family. He's so far down the royal chain. It's like they probably don't even care about him doing it.
Exactly. And he's like once removed, so he never got to be in the spotlight. And like,
right.
He wants to tell his story. He doesn't, this is only one picture, but like John last year from Parliament was so likable, obsessed with him, like the funniest person ever. I don't know if this guy is going to be as likable.
No, he looks kind of boring. But I can see him going like early on because people won't know who he is. Either he's going to be iconic or he'll go early because it's like, who is this man?
I hope he's iconic because John's energy was like what I didn't know I needed.
Right. Like like I said, they need like an older energy. There's like no one really like above like 45 in this cast besides this man probably. Like I like a mix of like old and young. I like when shows give that to us, which we get more on like Survivor, we get on Big Brother, like just the like dynamic of age and like values and like how you see competition is so different based on your age. And also like his background, he's English, British, so it's like, how does he see this? Hopefully he's very like, hopefully he's good. Well, we shall see.
I'm rooting for him to have funny moments. I need an accent. I need a British accent. I need that energy on this show because
I think they wouldn't cast anyone and they won't give us funny moments. That's why the cast is so good. Like everyone has this like an energy of being like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, we want cinema. Last season we had cinema. We had hilarious people. So this is the cast. We broke it down. We went through all 21 people. Before I let you go, I guess let me know what your dream Traitors lineup is. Let's say there's 3 people. Alan has to pick who are the 3 people you want to be as Traitors. And if I'm going to read down everyone so you can have a second to think. We got Rob, Jeremy, Tony, Dorinda, Robyn, Dolores, Chanel, Tom Sandoval, Ciara, Chriselle, Gabby, Wells, Zac Efron's brother, Nikki Garcia, our Big Brother girls, Bob the drag queen, Britney Spears' ex.
I'm gonna say Ciara. I'm gonna say
Tony,
yes.
Okay,
I was like Ciara, Tony, and I'm gonna say
Gabby. Let's do Gabby.
Gabby. I'm like, who else would I not expect though? Maybe Gabby. They need someone that's like, I don't know. I can't imagine picking the Traitors. Good luck to those producers.
Maybe they'll do one of the Big Brother girls.
Maybe a Big Brother girl. Maybe Danielle.
Yeah, I can't wait to find out. I can't wait to see the show. I don't want any spoilers.
I know. I'm just like, I think the show is so popular. So I'm scared because it's like people are gonna be like, I'm like, I need to avoid. Like, please let me. The experience of watching Traitors like every week. And I wish it was like all at one time, but like it actually worked out being the first big drop and then watching every week. I just loved it so much. And I looked forward to it. I was like exactly the minute drop because I was like on my TV like hitting like play on it. Like it's my favorite show. My favorite show.
I love the show too. Last year they dropped 3 episodes and then they did 1 a week and the reunion was so good. So I'm sure that can they do 2 episodes a week? That would be good.
I know. I was like wanting more because there was like a lot of cliffhangers this year and I was like, are you kidding me? Like I didn't like when they wouldn't go get to the round table finishing until next week. I was like, can we please see?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, and did you see there was just an influencer trip where a bunch of people
Yeah, I
went
was
to
like, talk about
Scotland?
my dream.
I
My
know.
dream trip.
That looked so cool. Oh my god, I wanna visit the castle one day. I'm so excited about the cast. You know, last year I was able to do some press and interview a lot of them. So if you guys wanna check back on any of my interviews. So I'm excited about the cast, and I can't wait to cover it and watch it and everything. So it probably won't come out till January or February.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe sooner. You never know.
I feel like it's so popular. They're probably going to want to turn it faster because it was like people are clamoring for it.
Yeah. Maybe it'll come
But
in the fall. Maybe it'll come October. I mean, they're gonna film it now. It takes time to edit. Take your time editing because editing is so good.
right, whoever edits the show is like they should win an Emmy. Like it's
Yeah.
so funny, like how they
Well,
edit it.
I know Phaedra is nominated for like a Critics' Choice Award for this show.
Right.
So I'm voting for her. Thank you so much for joining us, Alexis. I really appreciate it. Where can
Of
everybody find you
course.
and follow you?
At living_Alexis on Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, those
All
two.
the
Mostly.
things.
All the
Well,
things.
thank you guys for listening and watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And we will be back with more lives and podcasts soon. So we'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye.